سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهد
ولو أن أهل القرى آمنوا واتقوا لفتحنا عليهم بركات من السماء والأرض ولكن كذبوا فأخذناهم بما كانوا يكسبون. If the people of the towns had but believed and feared Allah, we would have overwhelmed them with blessings from heaven and earth. But they rejected the truth and we seized them for what they used to commit. This verse comes as a reflection on the history of past nations, the people of Prophet Noah, Hud, Saleh, and others who lived before the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah gave them abundant resources and opportunities, but their rejection of truth closed the doors to barakah, the blessings that would have flowed freely into their lives. Eventually, their rejection of Allah brought His punishment. But here's the key takeaway. Allah didn't withhold blessings randomly. They chose to reject the conditions, faith and taqwa, that would have kept their blessings flowing. For us, this verse is both a warning and a promise. It tells us that barakah isn't random. It's deeply tied to how we live our lives. So what do we understand by the term barakah? Barakah isn't simply more, it's better. It's when Allah multiplies the impact of what we already have, whether it's time, wealth, health, or even the peace in our hearts. Barakah makes the impossible possible and the ordinary extraordinary. I'm sure we've all seen that shop in the neighborhood. It sells the exact same items as its competitors, sometimes even at higher prices, yet everyone flocks to it. What sets it apart? Often the owner's honesty, generosity, or dedication to Islamic principles attracts Allah's blessings. That's barakah. Similarly, I'm sure we've all heard about that sister that has multiple engagements in addition to being a mom and wife, and yet juggles everything very smoothly. Whenever I would visit my village, it amazes me how people with so little are so generous. There's always that aunt who sees us off with many local delicacies, even though she doesn't have much herself. Yet she lives with contentment and gratitude, while some of us with larger incomes and bigger homes are constantly worried about finances, living paycheck to paycheck, and can't afford to spare even a penny. The difference? She has barakah. Going back to the verse we quoted, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us the conditions to unlock these blessings in our lives: to believe in Him and have taqwa. These two conditions unlock the doors to blessings from both heaven and earth. Belief means believing in Him as the one true God that has control over everything and has the power to do with each of His creatures as He wishes. It means believing in everything the Quran says and living according to His guidance. While taqwa requires us to be mindful of Allah in everything we do, avoiding what He forbids and striving to do what He loves. The verse also warns us of the consequences of turning away. When we neglect Allah's guidance, our blessings diminish and difficulties emerge. Even wealth and success can feel empty without barakah. Think of people who have everything by worldly standards but still feel unfulfilled or trapped in anxiety. Without Allah's blessing, life becomes a constant struggle, no matter how much we possess. Allah's promise isn't just for nations of the past, it's alive in our daily lives. Whether it's stretching our time to achieve more, multiplying our wealth in unexpected ways, or filling our hearts with peace, barakah is Allah's gift to those who believe and live with taqwa. Dear sisters and brothers in Islam, let's take a moment to reflect. Are we prioritizing Allah in our lives? Are we striving to fulfill His conditions for barakah? Let's try to be among those who earn Allah's barakah, not just by words, but through action. Let's pray on time, deal with honesty, give charity, and stay mindful of Allah in not just the big things, but the little things as well. That's where the door to blessings begin to open. And when we start to feel overwhelmed or find ourselves counting pennies, let's always remember this verse. Turn to Allah with sincerity and watch as He opens doors you never imagined, because His promise is true. If we believe and have taqwa, He will bless us with abundance from both the heavens and the earth. Remember, Allah's promises are true. And when He promises barakah, it's not just for this world. It's a blessing that echoes into eternity.
يسعك الفضاء الرحيب الفسيح. فبالله كم تستطب القروح ويبرأ جروح الكسير الجريح، وينشط ذاك السقيم